my name is Masha, and today I'm here to show you my updated bracelet collection. I started this series about 4 years ago where I showed you my entire bracelet collection, and since then, every 6 months or so, I try to update those videos and show you what bracelets I've made since then. Except the previous video to this was filmed about a year ago, so that might be an exception. Going forward, I might actually make this a yearly thing, purely because I have much less time to knot nowadays because I have a full-time job. Previously I was in university, and then after university I did YouTube full-time for a while, but now that I have a full-time job, it's become increasingly difficult to make bracelets. In fact, I didn't really think I would have many bracelets to show you guys. Happy to say I was wrong, there's quite a few here, so we're gonna get into that in a bit. But I might transition this series to a yearly thing, so just keep that in mind. Also, if you didn't know, I wrote a book, which I'm very happy to share with you guys now. This is the Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets. It's a collection of tutorials for beginners. It takes you from the basic knots, shows you how to make like simple beginner bracelets. In fact, I did a 5 simple bracelets for beginners video recently, which features bracelets from this book, which I'll leave linked in the card and in the description. But then it also takes you to like reading patterns and like making complex patterns as well. The book comes out on August 23rd in the US and about a month later everywhere else. It's available for pre-order now, and if you pre-order, make sure to send a screenshot to my publisher at rockynook.com/friendship to be entered to win in a giveaway. Whew, I'm getting really fast at doing these intros now. But yeah, I'm super excited about this book. You're gonna hear from me about it for a while because I'm sharing my excitement. But yeah, there's quite a few bracelets in here that I want to show you. There's actually a few bracelets missing here purely because I give some of my bracelets away. I gave a few bracelets away to my little sister and my big sister as well, actually, to both of them. I gave some away to my friends, my parents, and sometimes I just like make bracelets for people. So there's a few missing here. I might include some pictures or videos if I have any of those. But all that being said, let's actually have a look at the bracelets here. Alright, so before we get into the bracelets that I actually physically have with me, I remembered 3 bracelets that I gave away. This butterfly bracelet, I love it. I love it so much. I did a knot with me for it. Looks like you guys enjoyed it quite a bit as well based on the comments. It was just such a fun spring bracelet to make, like I really enjoyed this one. I gave this one to my little sister. This cute little frog mushroom bracelet as well. It's just a fun pattern. I really enjoyed making this one as well. It did turn out a little bit shorter than I expected, which I'm a bit sad about. But again, I gave it to my little sister. She's wearing it and it seems to fit her fine, so no issues there. And finally, the strawberry bracelet. I also did a knot with me for this one. This one was really fun to make. This is the first time that I did sort of a repeating pattern. Did make a mistake there because the pattern actually was supposed to be flipped, but it turned out looking nice anyway, so I'm not complaining. That one I gave to my older sister. This first one was one that I did for my book, hence why it says Hello Reader. There's a chapter in the book that explains how to make letter alphas, so like looking at an alphabet pattern that has all of the letters and how to pick letters out of that to actually form whatever sentence or phrase that you want. Haven't gotten the chance to actually make a video on that yet, but potentially might do in the future. But this is the result. I thought it was really cute. I kept thinking about like what phrase I should do, and Hello Reader ended up being that phrase, and I thought that was just, you know, just kind of funny. I'm actually not gonna leave a pattern for this one because I don't remember which pattern I used, but there's a bunch of alphabet patterns out there that you can find pretty much any font, and also on Bracelet Book you can import your own font to create your own patterns. So there you go. All right, next up we have this bracelet, which I very obviously didn't make within the last year. I made this bracelet back in 2010, 12 years ago. Wow. I just happened to find it recently and I don't remember if I've shown it to you guys before, so I thought I would show it to you now. You can see that I made a gigantic loop first of all, but then also I did like a Chinese staircase thing, and I cut the string off for the loop in a very awkward way. I of course didn't follow the flat alpha technique, and that's why these kind of strings are separating from the bracelet. Then we've got, again, string cut off in random places that's just sticking out here as well. But overall, I'm really happy with this bracelet actually. This was one of my first times making an alpha, and it's super cool to look back on. Next up, we've got the progressing crisscross bracelet, for which I did a tutorial. I'm not sure what exactly made me want to make a tutorial on this pattern. I just saw it on Bracelet Book and I thought that it was really cool. And then I figured that, you know, it's actually not that difficult to make. There's only a few rows and it's quite simple, so I made a tutorial for it. And I think it looks really cool. Next up, we've got this bracelet. You're gonna notice that most of the bracelets that I show you within this collection are bracelets that are attached to some kind of video because I didn't really have time this year to make bracelets just for fun. There might be a couple here, but most of these are related to a video. So this one was for a tutorial as well. This is such a classic pattern. I had to make a tutorial for it. This pattern was one of the most popular patterns that people were making back when I started making bracelets. So yeah, just a cool nostalgic nostalgic pattern for me. I'm glad I made a tutorial on it. This bracelet. I actually really love this bracelet. This bracelet was actually an unfinished bracelet of mine featured in an unfinished bracelet collection video. It was unfinished for a while. I started it and then I just kind of now got around to finishing it. But then you guys chose one bracelet for me to finish out of my unfinished bracelet collection, and this was the one. So I then filmed a real-time nodding video for this bracelet, and here is the result. I really like this bracelet. It's a color combination that I don't typically go for with like kind of earthy tones. I really enjoy it. I also really like the sparkly element of it. One thing that annoys me is that I wasn't able to repeat the design 3 times and I got it like 2.5 because, you know, the bracelet is long enough now, and if I made it, it would have been too long. So that kind of annoys me, but overall I really like this bracelet. I think it's super cool. Next up, we've got this bracelet. I really like this bracelet actually. I started it and I wasn't really confident that I would, because this was my first time using this sort of sparkly black string, and I was worried that it would be too overpowering and kind of drown out all of the other colors, especially because this other string as well here is a multicolored one. I thought it might be a bit too much, and you know, you could argue that it is a bit much, because it is kind of challenging in places to see the outline because of all the sparkles, but I love how it turned out actually. It's all red, really. It's kind of like a monochrome color scheme, and I really enjoy it. I think this is a cool bracelet. The color block bracelet. This is one that I also filmed a tutorial on. This is one that I was trying to film a tutorial on for years, but I kept forgetting. If you were following me back in like 2019, I made a variation of this bracelet for my grandma, and I filmed it in one of my videos, and you guys loved it so much and requested a tutorial. And pretty much since 2019, what, like 3 years, I've been trying to film a tutorial for it, and I just kept forgetting. So I finally got it done, and I really like this color combination. I think it's so cool. Like, just I don't know, I really enjoy this color combination. To be fair, I didn't pick this one out. It was what the pattern was already, but the colors that I picked out specifically from my collection, I feel like go really well together as well. So I really enjoy this bracelet. Yeah, I'm glad I filmed a tutorial for it. Same with this one as well. This is actually a keyring, and ta-da! It's a clean back alpha technique. Obviously, the back of the bracelet would be here. This is typically where you would see all of the strings. This is what a typical alpha background looks like if you're not aware. But on this one, it's clean. There's no strings sticking out except for here and there in odd places, which, you know, if I practiced more, I probably would be able to get rid of. But I absolutely love this technique. This is such a cool technique, and it took me so long to finally film a tutorial for it and actually try it. I just kept putting it off, but I'm so glad I finally did, because this is super cool. And I really want to try this with some more bracelet patterns, because I can't stop staring at it. That is genuinely so cool, especially for keyrings, because like these swivel, and it would be awesome to be able to view them from both sides. So there you go. I have a tutorial on this now. Well, I showed you the back of this, might as well now show you the front. This is a super cute pattern. I've had this pattern in my to-dos for so long, and I finally got around to doing it. This was like my Valentine's Day not with me. So I filmed the entire process of this bracelet start to finish. I mean, actually from here to here. I think I didn't film the empty rows, but this was a not with me that I did for Valentine's Day, and I think it's super cute. I really enjoy how it turned out as well. I feel like the rows are very straight, which I struggle with quite a bit in alphas sometimes. And of course, this is the back, if I didn't show you already. I love it. It's such a cool pattern. I really recommend you make this actually, if you haven't already. It's a fun one. Next up, we've got this bracelet. Again, this is the case with some bracelets. Like, I wish I could have repeated that design one more time to have it symmetrical, but then the bracelet would be too long, so I didn't end up doing that. But I love the color combinations here. It's actually really cool sometimes to go with like white outlines. I thought it might be a bit weird, but it isn't in my opinion. I think it looks quite nice, and it's good to use the sparkly orange string as well. I'm always looking for cool ways to use my sparkly strings, so I really like this one. Ooh, next up is this big one. You might think that this is a multicolored string. It's not. These are actually individual strings of single block colors that are just used in such a way to kind of imitate the multicolored effect. In fact, I did a tutorial on this. There's an imitating multicolored string video that I have, and also this bracelet was filmed for a Not With Me. I think this is a really cool pattern. It's so, I really just like love these patterns with all of the kind of different strings and designs into kind of weaving, I guess, between each other. So this is a really fun one. Next up, the butterfly bracelet. This is kind of the shaped butterfly bracelet. This one I really struggled with, to be honest. I did a tutorial on this as well. I like the look of it, and I like the gradient kind of effect that I chose for the colors. I also think the ties coming out of that look really fun as well. But my god, I really struggled with this at the beginning. I finally got it down, but it is very finicky and very fiddly trying to get all of those kind of like shapes to stick in that position that you want. But if you're up for a challenge, definitely try this one. This one is a fun one. The vertical wave bracelet. Now this is actually the bracelet that I'm giving away as part of my book giveaway. So if you pre-order my book and send a screenshot to my publisher through the link in the description, you'll be entered to win this bracelet and also some strings and some materials. There's actually quite a lot of strings. There's like multicolored string, sparkly string, metallic string, a bunch of my favorites basically. So there's 4 prizes and there's 4 bracelets as well. So one for each prize obviously. But I really like this bracelet. I'm really glad that I used this kind of pastel rainbow because I love this string and I feel like it fits with this bracelet really, really well. I also just enjoy making the vertical wave bracelet. Like it's so simple and easy to make, but it results in this like really cool design. I love it. And I have a tutorial for the vertical wave. I didn't use this bracelet to make it, but I do have one. It'll be linked in the description as well. Next up, we've got this one. I don't remember whether or not I liked this one at the time that I made it, but looking back on it, I don't love it. It blends in. This is one multicolored string. It's pink and purple, but it doesn't fit well with the white. Like it doesn't stand out enough. You can't really see the design very well. And I don't know. It just kind of looks like a whole lot of bleh. You know what I mean? Like it's just colors splattered on white, which I mean, you know, you might like and you might think that this is really cool, but I would have preferred to actually see the design because the design is really cool, but you can't because it doesn't stand out well enough. Anyway, it's a cool pattern, but I just didn't really choose the colors appropriate for this, so I don't really like this bracelet. Next up is one of my favorites. This is the diamond candy stripe. I love this pattern. I also really enjoy that I made these kind of like half triangle ends for the ends. With a candy stripe, it makes sense to do that because that's kind of the shape of the bracelet anyway. I love this pattern. I used to make tons of these when I was growing up. I said in the video, but I can't believe it took me so long to film a tutorial for this because as I said, this is like one of my favorite patterns. And also rainbow, super cute. So yeah, I highly recommend making this if you haven't already. I have a tutorial for it. It's super easy. Like it's super easy to make. Very fun as well. Oh, this bracelet. I love this bracelet. It's so cool. This was the Twisted Labyrinth bracelet. I did a knot with me for this and I love it. I love the design of the pattern itself. I love the colors. I think that, oh, I don't know. I really, really enjoy this bracelet. I can't specifically pinpoint why. Like I don't have comments. Oh, one of the things I really enjoy is I repeated the design 3 times and it ended in this like cohesive way. I love it when bracelets do that. Very satisfying. So I don't know, I really enjoyed this one. It was really fun to make. The herringbone bracelet is also one of my favorites. I haven't actually made many of these. I think I've made one before other than this one, but this is definitely a really fun and cute pattern to make. It's also relatively easy as well, like there's not too many steps. I did film a tutorial for this. I wouldn't say it's a beginner bracelet by any means, but if you have made a few bracelets before, this is definitely kind of doable. It's not difficult whatsoever. And I love the colors. I love the design. I'm just very happy with this bracelet. I thought it was really cute. The crisscross candy stripe bracelet as well. This one is super simple to make as well. There's only 3 rows here, or 4. I think there's 4. Well, one of them is the candy stripe, so technically only 3 because like one of them is the candy stripe. I mean, come on, that's the easiest row. But you know, 4. This was a really fun one as well. I'm not sure about my color choices here, I'll be honest. If I were to make this bracelet again, I might have chosen some different colors to kind of see what that would have looked like because I feel like the white crosses kind of fade, especially in that sort of mint color. But it is a really cute bracelet nonetheless, a really cute pattern as well. It's a really simple pattern and I have a tutorial for this, as I said. This bracelet, I love it. In fact, I brought this bracelet as well, just to show you and to compare. This is a bracelet that I made a few years back, and this is probably one of my favorite bracelets I've made ever. I have a thing for potted plants in patterns. I just really enjoy potted plants in patterns. And when I saw this pattern, I was like, oh, perfect. That's like recreating the passion I had while I was making this bracelet, so I had to make this one as well. Obviously they're a little bit different. There's an outline and these are cacti. This one doesn't have an outline and these are not cacti, these are flowers. But I absolutely love this bracelet. I had such a fun time making it. I did film a knot with me with this as well, so you can watch the entire process of me making this bracelet if you want to. This was a really fun one. And looking back on it, you know, like I keep saying, like sometimes when I consume some kind of form of media while I'm making a bracelet, when I then look back at that bracelet, I am reminded of that form of media. And while I was making this bracelet, I was listening to the audiobook for Daisy Jones and the Six. And so now every time I look at it, I'm reminded of that book. And that's a good thing because I enjoyed that book. Next up, we've got the rag rug bracelet. I made this for my book as part of a tutorial for simple bracelets that you can make. And I just think it's really cute. Obviously it's a little short because I was running low on time and I had to like finish it really quickly. But this can definitely fit someone like my cousin who is a child, for example. So I might take this to her when I visit next time. But I really like this one. It's just a fun bracelet to make. It's really cute. It's really simple. In fact, it's featured in my 5 simple bracelets to make video if you want to watch that, and I can teach you how to make it there as well. All right, we've got 3 bracelets left and they're all tutorial bracelets. The alternating polka dot chevron tutorial. Love it. I love the colors. I love the design. Super simple, super easy to make. Like, this is a fun and quirky kind of design. I really like it. I think it's really cute. As I said, a tutorial on it is available if you want to make it. The watermelon bracelet. I have 2 tutorials actually on the watermelon bracelet, the first version and this is the second version that I did. Although this is probably one that you would see more widespread. I think this pattern would benefit from using the straight edge technique. I didn't use it in the tutorial because I didn't want to confuse people, but I think if you know how to use the straight edge technique, if you don't have a tutorial for that separately as well, but if you do, I think using it with this pattern would help because there are a few dips here and there, especially at the beginning. I was filming this for the tutorial. Making a bracelet while filming is extremely difficult, so I make more mistakes when I do that. There's kind of like a dip here. But then even after the fact, like, that it's not entirely straight, there's like a few dips here and there. It's more dippy on the sides than a typical bracelet that I would make would be. And I think this pattern is kind of generally why, and I feel like it would benefit from that straight edge technique. But again, it's a really fun pattern, it's a really summery pattern, and I really like it nonetheless. So if you want a tutorial, it's there. And finally, the colourful crisscross bracelet, for which I also have a tutorial. I just thought this was a really cute pattern. It's like a crisscross bracelet, it's very simple, but then it's got these like pops of colour here and there. I thought it was really cute and I really wanted to make a tutorial for it, so I did. It's also really thin, which is good because a lot of you guys have made comments that, you know, some of my tutorials are a bit big. They're for bracelets that are a bit big and you would like more thin bracelet tutorials, so I listened and I delivered. So there you go. And there we go. Those are all of the bracelets that I made, plus or minus a few, since my last bracelet collection video. As I said, I'll try and leave all the patterns and any tutorials or videos that I've made linked in the description to these bracelets. However, if you look in the description and you see that a pattern is missing because I couldn't find it and you know what that pattern is, please comment and I'll update the description. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found some inspiration, maybe some patterns that you want to make. I know I enjoy watching other people's like wrap-ups and collection videos as well because I find some really cool patterns. So hopefully I was able to give some of that back to you as well. Once again, reminding you that The Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets, the book, is coming out on August 23rd in the US and about a month later everywhere else. It's available for pre-order now. And if you do pre-order, make sure to enter the giveaway by sending a screenshot to my publisher at rockynook.com/friendship. And of course, before I go, I want to give a special shout out to my patrons and especially my top supporters. Thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. And if you also want to become a patron and support the work I do on this channel, the link to that is in the description. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!